Don't want me to have 3-day weekends? Don't mind if I do, smirk. Okay, this was a pretty satisfying MC. A bit petty, too. I work in an office as a quality engineer in a big city. Some people needed more than an hour to get to work. Thus we asked for days of home office since it is commonplace nowadays. The people from top management are quite old school regarding hours of work. Strict hours for everyone. No flexibility. And home office. It's like holidays. And they didn't let go. One day, despite the warnings, they started to lose potential newcomers to other companies because people no longer want to go to an old school corporation with no home office in the city where I live. So after 2 years of negotiation, they finally agreed to implement work from home. They gave 2 days of work from home to everyone. Mind you, since they wanted to stay in control, instead of telling the lower managers to do what they wanted with their teams as would anyone do, they wanted to choose who would be out of office every day, and it took weeks for them to clarify it. Since we're 200 in the company, now I come back home during weekends. But I stay in town during the week so commuting doesn't ruin my day. I asked to have Mondays and/or Fridays so I would be with my family for longer periods of time. Top management told me no. Why? Because we don't want you to 3-day weekends. Let alone 4. We gave you all Wednesdays and Thursdays. It's non-negotiable. I was pissed. Cue malicious compliance. You see, I had a few spare holidays from the previous years of work. I knew I would quit in about a year. So I took every single Friday of every week until my holidays were spent. My manager is nice, so she accepted all. For the whole next year, I won't have 3-day weekends. Let alone 4. I'm gonna have 5-day weekends. There was someone I used to work with. They'd been on the job civil service. White-collar union for so long they were getting 6 weeks of vacation a year. Though it was defined as 6 weeks of vacation, it was defined as 30 PTO days, which can be taken in 1/2-day chunks, which was in addition to their sick days, which I think they got 10-15 a year, but they could neither be rolled over to a next year, or cashed out for pay. Between not being that much of a traveler, they were sufficiently integral to their unit that them being gone for extended periods would be a problem for the whole unit. But because of how their particular duties were, Friday afternoons were pretty light at most. So for years, from April to October 7th months, or 30 weeks, they would take every Friday as a half day to go golfing in the nicer weather, and still used only half their vacation time. They would also take off 2 weeks Christmas, New Year's, and still have another whole week for if they needed days off for something like a family wedding or something. Lovely. I fought for a year to have 1 day WFH as my commute was horrible and starting to affect my health. There was no reason why I couldn't have it. Just a power-hungry control freak boss. She eventually, begrudgingly granted me Wednesday, which was perfect. It broke up the week. From a commute perspective, I knew she picked Wednesdays just to be awkward though. Anyway, next thing the company was looking at various initiatives including WFH for everyone. And then along came lockdowns and everyone was WFH unless their work simply couldn't be done from home. I would say it ate her up. Not having that power and being able to micromanage in the same way with her team not under her nose. Thankfully I am gone from there now and will never see her ugly spiteful face again. Nicely done. You inconvenience your workers in petty ways. They'll get annoyed. Add lack of trust and obtuseness into that. The only workers you're keeping long-term are the ones who can't get hired anywhere else. Well played. I'm glad you'll have more time with your family. I've never understood the negative attitude of many managers to WFH. If the people they manage are in the office, their managers are not going to spend their working days standing behind all of their staff, watching to see that they are working. Most days, managers will see their workers at team meetings, other meetings, or over coffee, and they trust their staff to get on with their work. If they didn't actually trust them, they should not have hired them in the first place. So, it's no different if the staff are at home. The managers can check in on their staff every so often, and they can check if their work is being completed. There's even software to monitor laptop usage. If management really don't trust their staff. This is beautiful. I'm gonna have 5-day weekends, had me cackling. SMH. That old school mindset, annoying AF face with rolling eyes. This is chef's kiss. Awesome. But there's nothing in your contract about a maximum of consecutive days off that they can throw at you to prevent this? Aren't you proving their point by treating your 2 home office days as days off? That is a life goal achievement right there. So you screwed your employer by using the holidays you would have taken anyways? I fail to see the maliciousness here. Well played, smiley face. How did you work during COVID if it took them 2 years to accept WFH? They will wake up when they find out that the best have left. The manager's reason is kinda BS. But to their point, I guess they don't want people treat WFH as a 3-day weekend. Whereas a WFH in the middle of the week is less likely to be treated as holiday. It's not really malicious. You're correctly using PTO to make a 3-day weekend. In any case, glad you're able to have more time with family. That is always important.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.